and salutations, everyone. Welcome to episode 10 of the Audioprism show. I am Vanessa Hundley, aka DJ Audioprism, your auditory muse, bringing you tunes and talks for this particular month. I want to start out with a few quick announcements. Hi, welcome to Live Stuff. And first thing I want to talk about is the unique Bridal Expo. It's a Bridal Expo I'm actually going to be part of. This is going to be on Saturday, August 27th from 1 until 5 p.m. in Woodstock. You can find a direct link to Eventbrite tickets below in the description. And this is the kind of bridal expo that is for anybody that's trying to think outside of the box or is really looking for unique or handmade type items, looking for different ideas, something to make your wedding just, not just another wedding. And that is something that has always been a big strength of mine in the wedding things, and I've done a lot of different theme weddings, including one of my favorites was a Battlestar Galactica theme wedding and rockabilly themed weddings, 80s prom wedding. So you can get really, really creative with your wedding day if you want to go beyond the standard. And that is going to be at 550 Molly Lane in Woodstock, Georgia. It's $10 at the door, and I believe the Eventbrite tickets, if you go on really, really soon, you may even still be able to get some free tickets because we've had some up for about the last 2 weeks, give or take. And again, that's the unique Bridal Expo, and that's Saturday, August 27th from 1 to 5 p.m. Again, as usual, join me at G's Midtown on Sundays from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. for our Sunday Fun Day karaoke. Thursday night, back at G's for musicology karaoke, where we run a different theme every Thursday. Now, you don't have to sing in theme, but if you do, you get entered into a drawing for $25 in cheese cash. So, worth it to play along with us a little bit. I also had the honor last month of doing a guest host spot for Dennis Saloya on his Keeping It Real program, so I want to give a quick shout out to him, guys. If you haven't checked out his show, he interviews all kinds of people, and the whole idea is just getting to know the real people behind the real businesses. I had the fortune of speaking with Henry Caldas of Cornerstone Financial and Insurance, and we also with Steph Palermo of the Just Steph Show off Love 860 AM. Make sure you check out my website. The wedding book, which is Remarkable Receptions, Conversations with Top Wedding Professionals, is due for its Amazon release soon. So if you stay up to date with the website, then you'll get all the details you need to know about that. All right, guys, this episode is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be doing the Off the Charts or the Resurrection because I have two great musical acts that I want to share with you today. But before that, we're going to talk about two wonderful nonprofits. One that I just recently learned about not too long ago, and one that I've had the absolute fortune of working with for a few years now. First up, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Ms. Angelia O'Neill. She is part of the ATL Connect radio show, also on Love 860 AM, and she's here today to talk to us about another passion and project of hers, which is Menswear Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is Angela O'Neill, and again, she is with Menswear Inc. Menswear Inc. Men stands for Making Employment the Next Step.
Yes.
And I know in your one of your descriptions is professional attire, professional resources, and services to transform the lives of underserved men and male youth.
Yes.
So tell us about that and how you got involved with it.
All right. I have to say, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Absolutely.
It is an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, MENS is an acronym for Making Employment the Next Step.
Yeah.
We've been around now since 2004. So we have had the blessing and opportunity to service over 1,500 young men here in Metro Atlanta. Our mission is to empower males and strengthen families. And we do that through a couple of ways. One, we are considered the brother agency to Dress for Success for Ladies.
Okay.
I'm sure you're familiar with that organization.
Absolutely.
They've been around for years.
Yeah.
They're a national organization. We are considered the brother agency for them because we do almost the same thing that they do. We just do it for young men. So young men are referred to us through our partners.
Okay.
And they are provided with what we like to call a King of the Day shopping experience. They're paired with an image consultant who then goes through the process of teaching them about professional branding. That is something that a lot of young adults don't understand or never even heard about.
We're talking about branding beyond Snapchat.
Exactly. So we help them change their mindset as it relates to creating a professional, positive brand for themselves. So once they come in, and again, they're paired with an image consultant, we go through the process of wardrobing them. A lot of young men has never had their measurement taken. You may ask them, okay, do you know your size? Yeah, he's probably a 30 waist, but he'll say, I wear a 36, because they're so used to their pants sagging, or they just, you know what I mean? Or they just never had their neck and sleeve measured. So we take them through that formality, and it makes them feel special and appreciated. We give great customer service. At the same time, we impart some basic life skills in them as we're wardrobing them and suiting them and getting them prepared either for an internship, job interview, maybe they're attending job fairs, whatever the case might be, but to help them best represent themselves.
And that is so important, especially when you're going into anything that has even a slightly professional bent to it. Is unfortunately, appearance does matter, especially in those situations.
Absolutely.
Now, you said you've been going since 2004. So now Dress for Success for Women was started before that? Or
they were.
That?
They've been around for years.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah. Part of what we do is similar to their business model, at least for that portion.
Right.
But we are a social enterprise.
Got it.
So we have earned income strategies to allow us to create sustainability.
Yes.
For years to come, a lot of nonprofits have a mindset that you're nonprofit, but you're still a business. So you have to have strategies to be sustainable. So we
That's where the administrative costs come in and such, But most really legitimate nonprofits have an open book policy, though, so you can see what the exchange is, how much you're actually putting out versus bringing in.
Absolutely.
I know in 2015 you got the Edna Moffat Community Collaboration Award.
I did.
Yes.
You've done your research.
That's what you're supposed to do.
She's a great reporter, right? Yes, actually we did. We received that in 2015, like you said, and it was actually presented to us from one of our partners.
Oh.
I have to give shout out to Year Up Atlanta. Year Up Atlanta is another national organization, and they are doing some wonderful things for young adults. Specifically at-risk young adults in urban communities. So we feel a need for them by providing that resource and service. Europe doesn't play. The youth there, for example, they have to be professionally dressed every day, and they realize that a lot of young adults just don't have professional clothing.
Right.
So we provide that gap for them, if you will, and we've been partners now, maybe 4 or 5 years. Yeah, and it's been wonderful.
And now this is an award that they put out each year?
I believe so. I was very, honored to receive it. I met the lady that it was named after. She's living.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, because there's so many times you get these awards. It's like, blow the dust off the knowledge and figure out who it is. And
she was there, and she congratulated me. From my understanding, she has been a legend in the community as it relates to community service. So it was awesome. I felt very honored to meet her.
Don't be afraid to give back, people. Okay, so how can people help you? What do you really need as far as help or resources or assistance right now?
Thank you for asking that. Right now, we're actually going through what we consider a restructure process. We are looking for professionals that are interested in serving. We need board members. If anyone is interested in being on a team that's taking a nonprofit to the next level, while at the same time empowering males, building community, and making a major impact, please, we could use your help in various areas.
And this is a major conversation, so this is a way for you to be part of this conversation. You know, it's a conversation across the board, but especially for those people that need that peek into another life. You can't know what a different life there could be for you if you don't get to see that it's something you could realistically attain.
Exactly. And I want to say that people that do work with us and serve, we're a hands-on organization. So we are looking for people that really want to get in and put their hands in making an impact. One of the things that I'm most excited about is where we're also transitioning. Over the years, I've learned that a lot of our young people do not have basic soft skills or AKA customer service skills.
Yeah.
So we just developed a curriculum that we incorporate those skills to help them as they go out looking for jobs. Employers have said time and time again, a lot of young people just don't know how to communicate.
Yes.
Don't have
you can
team
read it
player
article
skills.
after article after
Yes.
article.
So we are very excited about that new program, I guess, or curriculum that we're introducing. So yes, we need board members, we need team leaders. I call them the M.E.N.S mastermind team.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today. As always, guys, there's a link to this in the description below, and you can also find Menswear Inc. on Facebook.
Yep.
And where
Twitter.
else? Twitter.
We do have a website. It's very easy, menswearinc.org.
Yep.
You can find me on LinkedIn. Social media.
Yes, all of the above. We can connect so easily.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, I have Megan Melgaard of Swim Across America. Well, I'm lucky because I actually get to see Megan for the second time today because we were actually out earlier scoping out the Atlanta Swim Across America open water site at Lake Lanier this year. But let me do a quick background real quick, guys. Megan is the owner, professional swim instructor, and chief aquapreneur. I love that word. At
Fix My Swim.
FixMySwim.com, I think, is your website,
It
right?
is,
Yes.
yes.
She's also the National Safety Director and Atlanta Race Director for Swim Across America. It's an organization dedicated to helping fund research into cancer treatments and cures at world-renowned hospitals. They host benefit swims across the country and have donated millions in program grants, even as other funding for promising treatments has decreased, actually. So let's talk about how you got involved with Swim Across America. I know you've been a swimmer and doing a lot of training and stuff like that. So when did this come across your plate?
So Swim Across America came across my plate 4 years ago with a good friend and fellow swimmer, Sherry Hart.
Yes.
She and her husband, Kevin Hart.
Great people.
Great people. Brought Swim Across America to Atlanta. We were sitting at Concourse Athletic Club, and she said, I have a great idea. Would you like to put on this swim? It's for children's cancer research. I said, of course. Let's go make some waves. And 4 years later, we're still going strong.
Yes, that's the tagline, I believe, is making waves in the fight against cancer. So it's a great little tagline.
Yes.
There. And 2013 was the inaugural open water swim here in Atlanta. And let's talk about what that goes to, who that goes to benefit locally.
Absolutely. So the swims in Atlanta, local money fundraise stays local. So our beneficiary is Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorders Center.
Yes.
So for the past 3 years, we've been benefiting pediatric medulloblastoma, brain cancer research, and that has turned into seed money, the money that we've raised as seed money so that the doctors can go towards NIH grants, and that particular doctor is now part of a large consortium that has $10 million, so that's essentially what Swim Across America does, is we give the seed money for the research, clinical trials, and such. Now we have the fortune to benefit children's leukemia.
Oh, that's great.
for
Yeah,
3
the
years.
blood disorders. Yes, exactly.
Yes,
So when you're talking about blood disorders, you are talking about things like leukemia, which is kind of a cancer of the blood, if I'm not...
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So they're doing some research with a conglomeration of doctors there at CHOA, and we're really excited because just about a week ago we passed the $1 million mark for Atlanta fundraising dollars. So
that throws my
very
numbers up.
exciting.
Okay, I'm
Very
going to give
exciting
you
for
like
us.
a little less than 3 years numbers, guys. And this is with the help of Olympians. Oh, wait, quick side thing. Olympians. How many Olympic swimmers did we have at the event last year?
We had 15 Olympic swimmers.
15 Olympic swimmers. Yeah.
Ranging from current Olympians to
Yes.
Olympians from the 1970s. So it's really a great group of people, and they're in the water. They're swimming as angels.
Yes.
So our event is really, rather than a race, it's a swimming event.
Right.
So the Olympians are in the water swimming next to people that may be a little bit nervous, that may be just a little timid in open water. So it's really
maybe
neat.
haven't done a mile swim before or something, going, wow, I'm going to make it.
Yes.
Well, with the help of the Olympians and sponsors and volunteers and the teams and the participants, just in 3 years, Swim Across American Land has donated more than $531,000 just to the Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorders Center. But I know, obviously, that number's higher now if we pass the million mark. And also $100,000 to the Winship Cancer Center at Emory.
Yes.
Tell us more about that. Is that also more geared towards children, or is that specific?
That's specific to adult cancers.
Okay, adult cancers.
So we were fortunate last year with Cox Communications here in Atlanta to have involvement from them. They had a team, and that $100,000 that they raised went to Winship. So that was great to be able to spread the fundraising dollars from pediatrics to adults.
Yes.
Because everyone is affected by cancer, and
Yeah.
everyone you know knows someone that's been affected
At some
by cancer.
point in time, there's so many different kinds. So ways to help and be part of it. So I know you've got, if you're a kayaker,
You can kayak.
Yeah, you can kayak around as kind of the safety team,
Yes.
monitor, help the swimmers if they get tired.
And if you're a swimmer, you can swim.
And if you're a swimmer, you can
And
swim.
if you're a non-swimmer, you can swim.
Yes.
You can swim with fins, paddles, floaties, noodles, whatever you would like.
As long as you hit the
We're at
water.
event. Yep. Then go from start to finish. That's fine, and we'll help you get there. Land volunteers, and if you can't be there, you can donate online to a swimmer or a team that's participating.
Yes.
We have lots of corporate teams. We have lots of swim teams, high schools, public schools, a lot of different individuals that are swimming just to fight cancer.
Yes, and it's really great. And there's actually a direct link to the Swim Across America Atlanta page in the description below, or there will be when the show is re-uploaded, but you can also find it at
swimacrossamerica.org/Atlanta.
/Atlanta. And that is the best and most direct way. And that's where you can go to volunteer, to sponsor, just to find out where it is if you just want to be a spectator or come get some great pictures or,
Listen to some great music.
Yes, listen to some great music because I will be there providing awesome, family-friendly, upbeat, inspirational tunes all day long. This will be my 4th year doing this.
Very, very excited to have you. And
I know.
this morning talking about the audio engineering, very impressive. We're super happy to be there. And we did move to Lake Lanier this year. The past 3 years we've been at Lake Spivey, south of the airport. But we're excited to grow into this space and expecting over 500 swimmers.
Ooh, wow.
So it'll be a fun day with great music, and we're turning on one of the water slides, so family-friendly, very fun.
Eric, just come and play. Come and work. Come raise money. Well, thank you so much for joining us, my dear.
Thank you so much for
And
having us on.
We
Yes,
are
yes.
going to dive into some local music
Yes.
now. So I'm going to hang out with
Make
us for a
waves.
little bit, of course.
Absolutely.
We're going to make waves in all different kinds of ways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of music, I am going to bring up my first musical guest, and this is the band Letters to Alan.
Is smiling, you're happy, I can tell. Every place seems inviting.
Well, hi guys. It's so great to have at least part of this. This is 2 of the 4 of Letters to Alan on our band here, but as you know, I said, they're representing for everybody here today.
Exactly.
So, quick roll call. This is Ivan Pena. He has vocals and keyboards, right? And then you have Josh.
Copeland.
Yep, Josh Copeland. Sorry, I was like Josh or Chase. No, this is Josh, who I've had the fortune of meeting for the first time tonight. He does drums and vocals. So there's your drummer, bad boy ladies, right there. 2 people to my left. Singer's taken. Can't tape him. Sorry. So I've been referring to you guys as a rock band, but as such a general term. And I know as listening to your your library, there's just like that deepness of the voice that kind of feels a little almost 80s new wave curish, you know, with just the timbre of it. I'm not saying the music's like that at all, but just like I hear it and I'm just like, oh, it's got that smoky 80s deeper alternative kind of thing.
There are our influences don't sit in any one decade.
Yeah.
There are
Exactly.
definite influences from the 80s, like some of the songs, the drum beat is straight up a New Order drum beat.
Yes.
But, you know, some of the songs, it's driven by a very 70s guitar.
Now, you guys are both part of the original lineup, right? Because I know you said you just had somebody that joined you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we started as a three-piece band. Yes, we were trying to do a three-piece band all the way, but we incorporated a bass player now and kind of like enhance the sound, if you will. So we're pretty happy with the results right now. So
That's to fill in a little spot.
As you say, you know,
there,
so the sound when I started hearing what was actually they were trying to do, because I joined them, the musicians on the road, it was the guitar player and Josh, and I joined them and I started writing together, and the sound was kind of like a 70s, then it can jump to the 90s, and then I came in and kind of like brought a little bit of the 80s, so it's kind of like actually there's a song they had, it was the name was Decades, because it jumped through different decades, and as we go. So
that's great. Yeah, you have a lot of variety in your sounds. When I was going through and listening to the different tracks, and it's like, you know, you've got, you know, some different of the, you know, it's kind of almost like a slower sort of coffee house type vibe, which is this epistolary, and is it AM7 or AM7?
it's
A minor
A minor 7.
A minor 7. Hi. Yeah.
Hilarious A minor 7.
You know,
Exactly.
I've been a DJ for so long, I forgot how to read music, but I was a band geek at one time, and I would have gotten that, you know. Okay, so you guys all kind of came together, which answers one of my next questions. I was wondering if you started out with a concept of a sound, but you say you had you two guys, and then you had one kind of sound.
Yeah, Demetrius and I had a band before, and the bassist left, and we said, all right, well, let's try to do it just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we were coming up with music that we liked, but we realized both of us suck as singers. So we needed a good lead singer. So
Right.
we threw it out into the interwebs, and luckily we found this guy.
Yeah, it was interesting because it pretty much, you know, they sent me. I said, you know, you have a couple of songs there on well, they have the ad actually with Craigslist, and
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
it was
I don't
Craigslist.
know.
Yeah, so they sent me a couple of MP3s. I actually wrote some keys and vocals on top of that and sent it back. They liked it and said, okay, let's come live and see what happens. So pretty much it's been a nice experience, because it's very unexpected. What they always don't know what's going to happen when I touch it.
Right.
And you know, some songs actually I come up with something or he come up with something, but it can be anybody in the band. That now we have a bass player, and actually his name is Chase. He also comes with a bass line, and everybody follows that as well. So pretty much we all contribute to the whole thing. That's why I think it's very diverse what comes out of the sound at the end.
You find a really good mix of people, and you put them together, and magic happens. Well, let's check out Epistolary in A minor 7 for a minute or two, guys.
All right.
Sure.
Everybody wants a taste. Now how about you?
was not quite enough not to convince me I'm not living. If you notice my car has the engine on, I'm not here to be seated. All these times these feelings were locked up, now you came to release them. If I look into your eyes right now, will you try to convince me? 4 seasons times 5.
All right, I'm back. So we actually had a sneak peek, 4 season time 5 with that, and a little tiny sneak peek of James Shealy, who's going to be coming up next. But that was 4 season times 5, and now we're going to play Epistolary in A minor 7.
November 4th, 63, dear Sandy, I hope these lines will find you well. I wanted to be there by Christmas, by the time you get this letter. I wanted to stay in touch, in case you wanted to know. August 8, 84, dear John, I sent you those letters before. Have you ever written me back? Have you moved by now, far from home? It's been too long, been away, living so far away. I hope to stay in touch, and all these years are just gone. When the story begins, I don't know if I can say, but I'm finally January 10th, 99, dear Lane, I'm done living in the past.
Well, that was just a tiny taste, but I wanted you to get that kind of in-your-faceness because it's so deceptive. You're just like, la, 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 and it's just like, yeah. So it's like, you just, even in those 2 songs, you can hear all those little elements of the thing. So how do people find out about you guys? I've got a link, of course, to their YouTube and their Facebook below. Are those the best 2? I know your music's up for sale on...
Yeah, it's actually pretty much everywhere.
Yeah,
online.
you can find the music everywhere.
Yeah.
Amazon, CD
Yeah.
Baby,
Spotify.
iTunes. Yeah, you can listen on Spotify or...
Even on Shazam.
there were a whole bunch of... It's pretty much everywhere.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can follow us on our page, Facebook page. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. So
And Reverb Nation.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
forget
Reverb
Reverb
Nation
Nation,
as well.
you know,
So
all
pretty
the
much
ways. God,
look
so
us
many ways
up,
to get out
like us
there.
on the page, and follow us up. And we're in playing pretty much in very near you in the future. So
Yes, I was going to say, you'll have definitely, they keep all their concert dates up on those as well. So
absolutely.
thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having
I have
us.
so much more music to listen to from you guys, and I think I'm about halfway through your category right now, but I'm just like, yeah.
We've always got more in the works.
Exactly, as it
That's
should
exactly.
be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a moment of laughter. It's the All Good Minute with Jessica. It's All Good Williams.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Jessica Allgood Williams, and I'm here with your All Good Minute. So, how can you keep it good this month? Tell random strangers your problems. Think about it. Free therapy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hold on. What? Exactly. If you go outside your house, you're guaranteed to see a random stranger at some point. Take advantage of the situation. For example, solicitors at the door. Whine about your spouse. Or your kids. Who knocks on your door anyway? Might as well take advantage. Or let's say you're in line in a public bathroom. Lean into the person in front of you and say, dude, something's going on in my tummy. I don't really know what it is, but let's just say we don't know what's going to happen when we get in the stall. The point is, who knows? You can make a random friend
or they could judge you completely. But the reality is, you'll never see them again. So, don't hold it in. Use that free therapy. Take the opportunity to get something off of your chest and put it on somebody else's. I'm your girl, Jessica It's All Good Williams, and I always say if it's good with you, it's good with me. If it's not good with you, well, nobody was asking you in the first place. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
I am back with my next musical guest. This is James Shealy, and he is here today, fresh off the heels of dropping a brand new music video just today.
That's right.
He's, excuse me, a self-described pop electronic musician, artist. Yes. You were originally with a band, though, until not too long ago. Now, that was Jimmy Real.
Yes.
And you decided that it was time for you to kind of start doing your own thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think I pretty much decided, later on in my career in music, I want to get more into the production side and definitely stay writing and stay on my toes and try and stay with a lot of the current trends as all producers have to do. So basically decided the best way to do that, like anything in life, is to just jump in and try and do it, yourself. And, so I bought all the equipment that you would need to produce your own music and just kind of start messing with it and toying with it, and it went really good. Started writing some cool stuff, and so I was just like, well, if I'm going to write this stuff, might as well put it out and have some fun with it. And so that's basically how this project came, and it was kind of a sudden thing. I just decided one day, that I wanted to do it, and it's been an adventure.
So many of my opportunities I come along with have been just something that either somebody was a chance comment somebody made one day, or just an idea that I had one day. So they're going, hey, you know what? I think this is something that I might want to try, and you never know.
Never know until you try.
X number of years later, I'm still a DJ. So. But let's talk about, because Jimmy Real was a little more of a more pop rock kind of collaboration.
Right. It was very alternative, kind of pop. It was very different. It's very different than what I'm doing now. Right. And naturally it has to be that way, with the band that we just interviewed to talk about how everyone kind of puts their own thing in. And
yes.
And to me that was a great experience to be a part of something like that. I kind of had this yearning inside to get some of the music that was in me out and just kind of see what happens, and so in that process of finding myself, each song, it's really special how the new music, when I listen to it, it's like, wow, this is something I came up with, almost completely by myself. And so it's very different experience. I'll just say that. It's
only yourself to celebrate, only yourself to blame. But I don't think you're going to have anything to blame yourself
Talk about
over.
pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, let's listen to you. I want to do your first release, which was called Cinema. Now, this is spelled with an S.
That's right.
And so we're going to listen to a little bit of this.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
People watch, but they're never you're in control.
And of course, it goes on, and it's such a lovely, lovely, lovely arrangement of songs.
Thank you.
I was about
Thank
to
you.
say, I didn't know I didn't walk into it with any preconceived notions, and I was like, oh,
That's great.
Oh, boy's got a little smooth in him.
Like,
you know?
oh, okay. See swag. I see a little swag. Someone said today on Facebook about one of my new songs that we'll talk about in a second. They said that it had smoothness to spare. And I'm like, dang, I couldn't have said it myself.
Oh, it's a nice little review section there.
I know.
Well, speaking of new song, just today you did an actual music video for your song Electric. How did that feel, doing an actual music video
It was a great experience. With this music video, we did a music video, a full production music video with the band Jimmy Real, and it was a normal style, like performance style music video. And so when we got around to doing the next video, I wanted to do something a little different. And so it's not, if you watch it, it's not an actual performance style video. I'm not like lip syncing to the song like most people do. I wanted it to be more of like a fun reel of just kind of like a summer. So this very upbeat song. Yes. And I was thinking, what would this video look good with? And so a lot of people said, like, that they saw, like, boats and lakes and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what's more summer than a lake and water? And so we basically I asked a friend, he had a boat, and I hired a camera crew, and we went out and basically filmed a day at the lake. And it was just so fun. I mean, we had, like, super soakers, and we were tubing and all of that amazing stuff that you just dream about in January, which is actually when I had the idea of this song. I was cooking bacon at my apartment, and I was like,
the little things.
If you believe in love, come on, it's an open book. And I was like, dang, that's pretty good. And so I ate the bacon, of course, and then I went into the studio, and I started tracking that song, and I wrote it and recorded it in one day, and I was like, wow, that never happened. So it was so great, and I'm just so excited to release this song. I've just been kind of pushing it today on Facebook and stuff like that.
Lady Gaga wrote Just Dance in 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah, after a long night at a club. So yes, great things to be done in a very short amount of time.
Sometimes it's like that.
Let's check out Electric and all the fun it has to offer. Alright guys, that was Electric by James Shealy. Again, links below, Facebook, YouTube, all of the above. They can find you on...
Oh yeah, Instagram, Twitter,
buy things.
Facebook. Definitely check it out on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music. Yeah, I always like to push iTunes first.
Yes, yes.
I really need that 99 cent.
Yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean?
Most artists do, actually. All right, guys. Well, I want to say thank you again to all my guests for being here. Guys, these are wonderful, wonderful music acts and wonderful, wonderful nonprofits to support. Of course, we have our fabulous comedian, Miss Jessica Allgood Williams. So it's all good. Jessica, it's all good. Sorry. She's going to hurt me later, I promise. This is okay. I pay for these mistakes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Join me next month for episode 11 of the Audioprism Show with more great tunes and more great talk from Audioprism Entertainments.